Hi, I'm Mike Polito.
Hi, I'm Katie Polito, and
This is Call to Love Again.
Hi, today we're talking about stage 2 of purpose-driven dating. So you've been through that first stage, you're getting to know this person, you've developed a great friendship, and now
It's time to say no. Why I shouldn't be involved with this person.
so just when you're feeling, yes, this is so great, I love the way things are going,
Yeah, absolutely. It's time to start finding out all the reasons why you shouldn't be together. And so let's talk about how long should this take, this stage?
I think again, anywhere from 3 to 6 months is a good time frame. Again, this is going to be different for everybody. We're all adults. We've been married before, so we do have a little bit of experience. Hopefully, we know ourselves pretty well and we know what we bring to.
So we're growing in transparency with one another. We're
are.
starting to dive deeper. Some of it may elicit some more emotional type things, and so intimacy is going to grow. The urge should be growing at this point. You should feel that attraction at this stage. If it's not, I would be asking the question of why.
Why isn't there any attraction?
Again, low risk, right? We've got to be willing to cut bait quickly.
I think that the big thing to remember during this stage, and this is the most tricky one, it's a difficult stage, and sometimes it can take even longer.
Because you've got some investment of time.
You have an investment, you're beginning to feel things, and yet the goal of this stage is to be able to say, I can break it off. I can step away from it without too much harm and too much pain to me or the other person. So it is a stage of self-denial. It's a stage where we really have to enact that self-mastery and over our emotions and over our physical attraction and over our arousal. Physical attraction really has a tendency to blind us, and it makes us attach, and it creates a false sense of intimacy. And when we just have physical intimacy, it can really blind us to the virtues
So
that
let's
we
talk
need
about
to
practically how to
discern.
do that. So we've got to, in this stage, we're still limiting our time. We're still staying
We're
away from,
increasing our time together.
but we're still limiting that. So we're not,
We're not living together. We're not spending every single day together, not every single night for hours and hours and hours
or
together.
communicating
Or
hourly.
like all day texts or hour-long conversations every day necessarily. Maybe by the end of this stage, that's happening.
Right.
But definitely not at the beginning.
Are you exclusive yet? Are we exclusive?
I do think that during this stage, exclusivity and
Absolutely.
commitment should eventually be part of this. If by the time you've been dating, or seeing each other, getting to know one another for a year, and there's not a sense of commitment or exclusivity, I would say there might be a red flag there.
Absolutely. So you're evaluating the virtues
Right.
and the vices. You're still doing that. You're going probably deeper into those things. One of the things that we're going to start uncovering kind of ugly things about each other, those skeletons in the closet.
All those baggage and wounds that we have from our previous marriages, previous relationships.
We're going to have to learn to live with a few of those, right?
Yes.
Maybe they have a really bad ex-spouse.
Maybe they dealt with infidelity, and it's really going to take some time for you to gain their trust in that particular situation. And that's okay. We have to remember, we're not looking for a perfect person. We're looking for the person that God is calling us to be with and calling us to sacrifice and die to self for every day. So just because they exhibit some kind of wound doesn't necessarily mean it's a huge problem and time to bail. But it is a discernment, which means you are going to have to discern with God, not with that person. It may not be a constant delving into the issue.
Yeah, and so now it's time to bring other people into the discernment too, right?
I think so.
And that's bringing friends and most importantly family, people that you trust, that can see maybe a blind spot that you have. So bring those important, make sure you have.
What does that look like, Mike? What does it mean to bring?
Yeah, I think you're being very transparent with your friends, person that you can confide in. Maybe it's one of your best girlfriends or a guy friend that you can really trust that they're they're walking with God too, and they understand. Maybe another married person may help in that too, maybe not another single
So
person.
just letting them know that you're growing in relationship with this person, and what do they think? Introduce them to this person. Let them spend time with the two of you together. Start to get to know each other's families. If you have children, that's a different story.
Yeah, I don't think we're quite ready to introduce the children at this stage because remember, low risk, right?
Right, you can still, it's okay if your children know that he exists by the end of this stage, right? Or if but they shouldn't see him over at your house a whole lot. Most of your time together should be spent away from your children. But it's okay to invite parents, siblings into your relationship to kind of get their take on this other person.
Yeah, and then at the end of this stage, it's a big decision, right? To go on to stage 3, we're going to talk about next in our video. So what we want you to just take away from this one is that this is a serious discernment, right? This is a no, right? You're really trying to list those things that are going to make problems in your...
Right, and so you have to talk about the real practical things of life. You have to talk about money. You have to talk about, your savings, and you have to talk about what your goals are financially, and you have to talk about how you want to live family life. Do you want children? Do you not want children anymore, right? Are you done? What are you going to do about blending families? What are your parenting styles? What are your goals for the rest of your life as far as working, retiring? All of these things really need to be talked about. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to agree on everything, but you should have a respectful working relationship on how to tackle these two as, if you were to get married.
Yeah, so this really speaks to what purpose-driven is, right? There's a purpose and intentionality in these stages that you must go through. And we're just trying not to be blinded by emotionally.
Or physicality.
Or just that commitment, right? There is no commitment at this stage.
There's the beginnings of commitment as far as, I'm not seeing anybody else. I really want to grow this relationship. I want to see if it works. I want to see if it's God's plan. So you can begin praying together and praying for that during this stage. And if you have a solid friendship developed in stage 1, then you can talk about these things and be transparent about these things without it being, yep, we're done, we're all in, I'm definitely committed to you, I'm marrying you. It can be God is the Lord of my life. He's in control, and He's in control of your life. I acknowledge that. He brought us together, and we're really discerning each other.
Yeah, great. So, stage 2, reasons not to marry. Come with us, come back, and we're going to talk about stage 3.